What's cracking, mi gente? This your boy D once again, ready to come by to share some love and a little bit of knowledge. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about history of my used to be clique, my old neighborhood. You guys have been asking me, can you tell a story about MS 20th Street, how it was? So here I am, and I apologize I haven't been doing face-to-face video. I've been busy, plus I've been a little bit sick, and I don't like to see here when I'm going through stuff because I don't want people to have the wrong idea. With that being said, man, we're gonna give you guys a little bit of history. I know a lot of people was like, why you always tell stories about when you haven't lost a homeboy? Well, today is gonna be a little different. Today, I'm gonna tell you about a story when I lost one of my homeboys. Okay, we lost a few, and I will tell you guys if you like live I will tell you what happened, what transpired, and everything else. Who the hands were that took the life of my homeboys. Of course, I will name no names. There's no need for that, but you guys will get an idea if it was a beef or if it was internal. With that being said, man, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Don't forget to share the story if you like it. And most important overall, don't forget to leave that comment, man. Don't forget to leave that conversation going. I always like to answer you guys' comments, and I always try to do my best. With that being said, let's get into this topic, man. So when I started in the hood, I was very young. And that's why I gave you a little background last time, because I wanted you guys to understand where I was coming from, how old I was, and all this stuff, right? And I appreciate you guys checking out the video now. Around the whole that situation, homeboys come, homeboys go. We get new homeboys. All homeboys decide to live the life. Some homeboys decide to go back to the country. Some homeboys decide to just do the family thing, which it also always depends on what type of respect or what type of level individual you were, or what type of respect you have with the homeboys to get it past like that. So it's not like you're gonna jump in 6 months later, you see the shit is getting real, is we going to war, and you decide to lift up your hand and say, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to get bang no more. It doesn't work like that. Not just anybody get it past to settle down and have a family. Not just anybody decide to stop game banging and go back to the country. This process and steps to it. At least with my organization, I don't know about everybody else's neighborhood, but at least with our organization, if you want to live in good standings, there's procedures and protocols to take to. So when I met my homeboy who passed away, unfortunately, and I will talk to you guys about it, how it hit me and why did it kind of change my life in a kind of worse way. So when I met Mayita, when I met Rafael, right? So when I met the homeboy, him is sneaky. There was a sneak in his roommate. There were two homeboys from Yucatan. Short, but here's the thing. A lot of Yucatecos are dark skinned, but these two fools weren't dark skinned. They were short, big headed like Yucatecos, and they were light skinned. They were guaritos, right? So when I met them, they were hanging around the hood at first. They were trying to get to know the homeboys. They were kicking it, like I would say. And they were working. They were dishwashers. You could see Sneaky had a little bit more of like an outgoing personality. But you can also see within the outgoing personality, he had a little something in there that if you look for it or if you push too hard for it, you can find it. So Mayita especially, he was more reserved. He was more quiet, but he was more about the business. Like he would say he was a man of few words, but when the action and time to go was, he was the first one. Let's go, let's get it. It's Sneaky. I later find out he had got jumped to the hood for the fame, for the girls, for all the wrong reasons. And you can see when somebody gets jumped into a neighborhood that wants to actually do things for the barrio, that wants to get involved in that gang banging style, and not just somebody that just wanna be known for that neighborhood and get all the girls, parade the neighborhood, and just act like a fool just because you know you're gonna get that respect, right? So when I came out of juvenile, they were there already. So I came home from juvenile after serving 8 months, I believe, on assault. So as I get to the neighborhood again, cause me, I will go to juvenile and then like the very next day, or if it was possible, then the same day I would be in the hood. That was just me. So the next day I came to the neighborhood. I see these guys. They're posted right there between 19 and 20 in the light. And I get off and I was walking from 16 coming all the way up from the mission, right? I had got a ride and I told them to drop me off right there at 16. So when they dropped me off at 16, I was walking all the way back towards the neighborhood and I encountered both of them. Well, so when I saw Sneaky the first time, he was coming out of like a supermarket, and I saw him. He had a blue shirt, like loud blue shirt. He had a blue belt hanging from the back like a tail. He had a blue hat, and he had some black Cortezes with like some Dickies, black Dickies, and a white and a blue shirt. I'm telling you, like that was bright ass blue. Like you can see that was bright blue, right? And then Mayita was on the other side where I was walking. But he had a navy blue belt, right? And he had like a white shirt with some brown Dickies. So I thought they were 19er streeters, because 19th Street usually use the navy blue color, right? Or at least that's how we could recognize it. We use the bright blue, and then we use like the navy blue color. We use like a Salvadorian blue, like the flag, like real, like that blue behind you guys type of blue, right? So that's how you could tell who was from 20, who was from 19 and 16. Because 1916 they used to wear a lot of navy blue, and black we used to wear a lot of white and loud blue, just like dark blue, but like that was loud. So as I'm walking by, I'm dressed regular, saggy pants with some Air Forces white, and I had the jersey of the Niner jersey, but I had the white one with the golden number on it, the throwback. So as I'm walking by, he's in front of a tattoo shop, like a smoke shop, right? And he's with another homeboy who I don't know, who I haven't seen. Later on, I got to find out that his name was Lucky, right? So they're talking, and I'm passing by, and I look both up and down. But I didn't say nothing. I thought they were 19 because they were 19, so I figured they were 19 streeters. And I kept on pushing. Then I see Sneaky across the street meet up with them, because I look back and then they all coming towards me. So I stopped by the Walla Walla store, where it's a liquor store, but we used to call him Walla Walla because the owner name was Wella. So, but we used to call him Walla Walla just for the fuck of it, right? Wally, his name was Wally, but we used to call him Walla Walla. So as I walked in, I see them from behind. They come in behind, and I'm like, "What's up, Walla Walla?" He said, "What's up?" to me. He knows who I am, so I tell him I need a pack of cigarettes. He's like, "Man, come on, you know I'm not supposed to be selling." I'm like, "Come on, man, just on the low." So he put it in the bag, gives it to me. They see I'm cool, Walla Walla, so it kind of draws their attention. So Lucky person me with my Ethan goes, "Hey, well, homie, what's up? Where you from?" I was like, "What? What's up?" He's like, what you been, fool?" I was like, "I'm from La Mara, fool. What's up?" They both get taken back when I bang La Mara on them. So they're like, "What do you mean from La Mara?" "I'm from the hood, fool. What's up? 20th Street. And they're like, "We from 20th Street. I'm like, "I don't know you fools, on." He's like, what they call you, homie?" "They call me so and so." Once I give them my name, they're like, "Oh, yeah, we know who you are. Hey, fool, we knew we so and so. I'm so and so and so." They introduce themselves. Here comes loud ass Nicky goes, "What's up, homie? You from La Venta, fool?" I'm like, "Yeah, fool, who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Oh, they call me Sneaky, homie." I'm like, "Okay, well, so what?" But instantly something rubbed me off the wrong way. I don't know what it was, but something rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe his loud mouth, yelling, drawing attention type of demeanor. Oh, I don't know what it was, but I didn't like it. Instantly, I didn't like it. So as I'm walking to the hood, I see the homie. The homie start diving me. "What's up, fool? When you get out, la la." I instantly pull off my road though, which is low pain. I pull him to the side. I'm like, "Fool, who the fuck is that little loud ass, mouth ass fool?" He's like, "Oh, that's Sneaky, fool. He's a homie, fool." I'm like, "Fool's loud, fool." Like I'm telling him, I don't know. There's something about him that doesn't hit with me, dog. He's like, "Fool, you always suspicious, everybody just kick it." Like, "Nah, I'm telling you, bro. Like, is this fool being battle tested?" He's like, "Yeah, fool, he's with the business." I'm like, "I don't know, my boy. I don't." It was something about him that bugged me. So when the shit hit the fan, when the norteños run up on us one time, the littles instead of him grabbing the bottles and throwing out the fool's car so that we can make him stop and get up, this fool dug down and went on the other side of the car and ducked and was like hidden. This happened 3 days later after I met her. The norteños pull up and start fucking littering us up. We start throwing bottles at them because we see them littering the other homies. So we on the other side, we grab bottles, we grab whatever we could, throwing it at the car, trying to get that fool's attention for not trying to hit the homies. We see this fool take off running and goes down. I'm like, oh, he probably got hit. When we found him, he was like this on the back of the car, like crawling, like a straight coward. I was like, fool, you hit, fool? He's like, nah, fool. I felt like I thought was it. That's why I leaned down, like, nah, my boy, like, we saw you run. And I started instantly pushing the issue, like, hey, fool, this fool should get DP, fool, this fool run, dog. And the homie, you just don't like it, nah, fool, that fool run, homie. They didn't believe me, so I instantly became cool with Mayita, and we start chopping it up. And I tell him, hey, fool, I'm trying to get some feria. Do you know if they're hiring where you at? He's like, let me talk to the manager for him. Cool with that fool. He's from where I'm from Yucatan, fool. Let me get at him, see what's up. I'm like, but I'm young, fool. Like they won't let me get a job. I'm barely 16. He's like, don't trip, fool. I'm gonna see what's up. So he gets me a job on him. So I'm going to work at night times with these fools, and they do the dishes, and I stay a little 2 hours after them to wash the big old pans that you have to wash, then the mats and all the shit that we use once the restaurant's closed, right? So I stayed those 2 hours and I washed dishes with them. And then I would stay 2 more hours just because they needed somebody to stay to wash the pants. So Maita was like, I'm not stay, fool. So I started staying with him and we got cool. That was my dog. So from that point on, me and him, we will go everywhere together more than likely. If I was not with the homie Slow Pain, I was with this fool. We'll walk back and forth. We'll go to the job together. So he started distancing himself from Sneaky, and I started asking him about what's up with your boy, dog. That fool seems like he's a loudmouth, but I seen him every time the bus, like the norteños get on the bar in the bus or whatever, because we used to take the bus a lot. Like this fool always started fidgeting and acting all nervous and shit. He's like, I don't know, fool. He's like, I just leave him alone. I let him be. So they were living together. Well, once I know this fool was a straight main bitch, and all he wanted was to just say he was from the hood because the hyenas would give him play, was when there was a bunch of hyenas from San Bruno. They used to pull up. San Bruno over here in going towards South City, right? They used to come down. So San Bruno, San Mateo, all the hyenas, we had homegirls from that area. They used to pull up South City, San Bruno. And we have homies that will pull up and get high with us, get drink, and all that little extra shit, right? So one day they pull up, and there's a fool named Sancho from San Bruno, and there was the homie from San Mateo, fucking the homie Travieso from San Mateo. He pulls down for San Bruno, and then Nessie, a couple of the homies pull down, and we drinking and everything. And here comes two badass hyenas. I'm not gonna lie, they were badass hyenas. One of them goes straight to my homeboy, start macking on my homeboy Slow Pain. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? What did I miss? The other three are like standing to the side. The little short one was bad, I ain't gonna lie. But see, my perro, fucking my dog, Mayita, had already put his eye on it. He's like, hey, fool, I like that little show. I'm like, go get her. He's like, nah, fool, she speak English. I'm like, so what? That bitch won't speak Spanish, fool. They all act like that in front of each other to speak English, maybe so you know approach you. Go and say hi, fool. He's like, nah. So I walk up to both of them bitches. I'm like, hey, my homeboy said he likes you. What's up? What's cracking? While I'm talking to him back and forward in English, they go over there with Maita. Here comes this loud mouth fool. And he gets in our conversation like, what's up? Jaina, que pedo, tú sabes que aquí el barrio, you know, wala. Talking about la mara, these, you know, the comis. Sneaking por la 20. Straight fucking bragging. I'm looking at Maita like, this fool just cock blocked, fool. What the fuck? So I leave Maita to talk to the homegirl and I spin off. As soon as I seen the homies from San Bruno pull up, then I start seeing a couple of the cars pull up with a bunch of hyenas. I will say what's up to the homies because I know Travi and Sancho. Well, Sancho had a girl there that he was boning, and she was in the car with the other bitches. So he started arguing with the bitch, I guess, like he didn't want her to be there, right? So she start cock blocking with the homies, like telling them, nah, don't go with this fool. This fool's a bunch of players. Look at this fool. So I tell Sancho, like, fool, like, what's up? Get hold of your hyena, homie. Like, what's cracking, dog? Because I say that to him jokingly because I fucks with him. This fool over here is a sneaky and he thinks he can talk to the homie the way I'm joking with him, right? So he pull up to like, hey, fool, controla tu pinche vieja, Holmes. Aquí está cagando el palo, la vamos a cachetear. So Sanchez looks at them like, fool, like, what, fool? He's like, yeah, fool, get a hold of your bitch, fool. If you don't control your hand, I'm about to slap the shit out of her, fool. She's in her barrio, la la. And I'm looking at this fool like, bro, you wouldn't, that bitch would put hands on you the way you acting. So Sancho goes like, hey, homie, check it out, fool. Don't get at me like that. I don't know you. I know this fool. I don't know you, dog. We playing around with this fool, but I don't know you. Don't get at me like that. He stays quiet. He doesn't say nothing. Then he goes and tells all the homeboys this fool disrespecting him. So he convinced a couple two knuckleheads, and they trying to pack him out. So I go to the homies like, fool, you fools ain't packing that fool. I said, homie, fool, he's cool, dog. Like, he haven't disrespected nobody. Mind you, I'm gonna rock out with my neighborhood regardless of the situation, but it was right is right, what's wrong is wrong. So Slow Pain pull up to me like, fool, what's up? What happened? I'm like, this fool trying to get this fool smashed, fool, for no reason. That fool put him on his place because he went and got at him hella stupid. He was with his own right, fool. Like, if that fool got a pedo, let him get down. So Slow Pain goes, hey, if you fool got a pedo, handle it. Throw ones. Sneaky start instantly backpedaling. Nah, that's not it. But it's not even that serious, fool. But I just thought that he was in our barrio. He was disrespecting it. The barrio should be able to be aware and handle that. We were like, yeah, go ahead, handle it. You part of the barrio. Go ahead, handle it. He's backpedaling like a motherfucker, so he doesn't like it. Mayita decided, fool, I handle it, fool. Don't trip. Mayita gets down with that fool. Even he don't have an issue, but he gets down with it, right? Kills the party. Everybody leaves. To me, that's the point that I'm cool. So right before Maita gets hit, I told that fool, like, hey, fool, I don't want you around me no more. Like, don't be, like, when I'm with Maita, let me be with the homie, let me do. Once I'm doing what I'm doing with him, you can do what you do with your brother, bro. But I'm cool. You on some punk ass shit. You on some lame ass shit. You just like to be loud, fool, for the highness to like you, and that's it. He doesn't back mouth me back. He's not stupid. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big old fucking badass gangster who doesn't know how to fight, but I'll get down. I don't give a shit. But he know if that fool were to even bat him, I was gonna backslap the shit out of him so quick. I wasn't gonna put up with him. So the day we were supposed to get paid, I didn't go to work. So I tell my Taifo, I'm not going to work. I'm not feeling good. So he's like, oh, okay, then I won't go to work. So he doesn't go to work. He goes to work himself, right? He comes back after work all lumped up. We were like, what the fuck happened? Fool? He like, I got jumped on the bus by some northerners, la la la. I'm like, what happened to your pedazo, fool? What happened to your fierro? You always carrying the fierro, dog. He's like, I couldn't get it out of my backpack soon enough. I'm like, you have it on your backpack when you traveling that route? I'm like, fool, what type of fucking game member are you, homie? You supposed to have that shit in accessible, quick, either on your sweater, to your hands, whatever, homie. Because we used to take the 49 all the way down that goes through, goes down those areas. So we would take the 24. The 24 that would drop us in church, and then from there we could either take the Muni or we could take the bus, the 49 that will travel from Venice and all those areas. We know those areas the norteños used to travel them because a lot of them go to school either in Washington High, Lincoln, all those little areas. So we know that. This dumbass fool decides not to do it. Well, that's his problem. So he got lumped up. So the next day we're like, we're gonna go to work. Accidentally, we go to work the next day and we run into the same fools that had smashed us. So we smashed on him. And the bus smashed him. Did what we had to do. We got off the bus, took off running. 2 days later, we coming back from work. As soon as I cross 17th Street in Mission, I get this feeling like somebody's following us. Like, you know, when you walking or you feel like somebody's watching you, so you feel like something's off. I got that feeling. So I'm telling Maita, like, hey, fool, I have this weird ass feeling like somebody's watching us, somebody's following us, fool. So he started laughing like it's funny, like, oh, fool, you just paranoid, fool, you all paranoid because of what happened 2 days ago. Fool, that's not my first rodeo, though. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. So Maita's looking at me. He's like, "You too, fool?" He's like, "I got that feeling too." I'm like, "Yeah, fool's fucking weird." So we get to the hood, and there was a couple homies that were getting tattooed. So we get to the hood, and there's a bunch of little homies like in the crowd. I mean, I'm talking about a bunch of them, like 8 to 10, just like in a big ass crowd, just clowning. So we get to the hood, and I tell the little homies, right, "Hey, fool, what the fuck you guys doing?" That I always just kicking a fool, waiting to see who's gonna get tatted next. I'm like, "Bro, I get that, my boy, but you guys are easy target. You guys are easy picked off. These fools can just lit that shit up and spray you guys, and you guys, he's gonna eventually hit one of you guys like a spread out. Fool, don't be 2, 3, cool, 10, 8, not cool." He's like, "All right, fool." The little homie, little man goes, "Yeah, I got you, fool. My bad, expensive." They spread out. I get to the middle because he used to live right next to Cha 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 and 19, and between 19 and Mission and 20, there used to be a restaurant called Cha Cha Cha. It's still there. He used to live on those next door buildings. There's some big ass buildings that go up there if you go to the Mission. I will show it to you guys when I start doing the Mission vlogs. So we get there, and they got the door blocked. A bunch of homies, like at least minimum. We're talking about 40 homies in there. There was a bunch of homies throughout the whole little 19 and 20 block. There were a bunch of them, at least 40 homies. So we get there. Diablo's there. I tell Diablo, "Hey, fool, why you got these fools like in a little stock?" He's like, "I already told them fools. Slow pain already tell them nothing." So we go upstairs. The homies Shadow and Sleepy are getting tatted on, work on. So Mayita goes, "Let me go next." I was like, "For what you gonna get?" He's like, "I don't know. I think about it." So I tell the homie, "Fool, let me get the dub next. I want to get the 20 next." He goes, "For sure, fool. But I only would trust one person that was a two, and that was Pauline, the Chapin." I like, "Hey, Chapin, let me get the 20 for after, fool." So the homie Slopen goes, "I'm trying to get the 20, fool." I'm like, "Fuck it. Let's get the same design. Or just I make my own design, fool." He's like, "Nah, let's get the same designs." And that was my perro. I was like, "Fuck it." He's like, "I'm going to get it in the back of my neck." I'm like, "I'm going to get it on my chest." I'm like, "For sure." So I'm like, "Hey, fool." So I pull so Slope into the side, and I tell him, like, "Hey, there's a bunch of kids down there. There's a bunch of little homies like in a ball, fool. That shit doesn't look right." I'm like, "How many hammers do we have? What we have here?" He's like, there have to be at least 6 or 7 downstairs." I'm like, "Okay." So I get down there, and I ask Diablo, "Hey, fool, how many we have? Like, are they spread out? Are there any?" His dumb ass gonna tell me, "I have mine, but it's in the car. I don't know what the other kid." I'm like, "Bro, you are older in age here. He's the oldest yearly, but he's not the oldest of the hood." I'm like, "Bro, you here, bro. Like, you got a little bit more common sense than this kid. You should spread these fools out and at least keep one of each in a corner, dog. We don't know what the fuck is gonna happen." Mind you, the homie had just went up a day or two before up to the northerners neighborhood. So we know that eventually they were gonna come back trying to catch us slipping. We know this for a fact. So we get to the middle of between 20. There's a parking slot. It's a parking space that you go in, and the exit you come out on Cap. And there's a bunch of homies in there, and there's a liquor store right there too. I know the Walla Walla. So we get there, and I tell Little Man, "Hey, fool, tell all these fools, dog, I don't want to see nobody by the bowl like that, fool, to spread out." So Little Man goes up and down and tell them fools like, "Hey, homies, like at least 3 or 4, no more than that." So as I'm going up the thing, I seen Expedition 4 being hella loud. They had a bunch of music and they were yelling. And we see Expedition 4 coming down fast as hell, down 20. And then fools stop right in the middle and they start saying, "Shout, shout, Puro Norte." I'm like, "Oh shit, what the hell?" So I tell the homie, "See, what about if these fools would have had something? They would have just sprayed your fools right here in the middle. They would at least catch 2 or 3 of you fools." So the truck pulls off again. Then we see them make a right turn on 19 and Cap. So I tell the homie Little Man and Mayita, "Fool, I don't know, I got a feeling this fools might come up. So let's put 2 posters. Let's put 2 people on that little alley, fool." So we get to the parking space because they can also come through 19 and Cap, come out right in the middle between 20 and the Mission, and hit us. And they can also come out of right in the corner of 20th and Cap, come down and hit us from 20th and Mission. So we post two people here in the entrance of the parking space just in case we hear the Expedition Force loud. It has a muffler on it. And we point three people in the very corner of 20. Right there is to be a liquor store and the Peter Chicken is there. We tell the fools three here and two in the bus stop, so you guys get a little bit coverage by the bus stop. Then I go down to the other end and I tell the homies, fool, put two people here in this corner and then put two other people across the streets and just spread out, fool. Like trying to cover all corners. So like, all right, so we get the little song spread out, right? Tell Maita, let's go, fool. As we go, we cross the street to the other way. Mayita says, oh, fool, I forgot my phone. Let me go get my phone. I'm like, fuck that phone, fool. We just going to Cancun. He's like, nah, if I'm waiting for a phone call. So he had just met a girl that he thought she was pregnant, so he was waiting for the phone call. So he turns around, goes his, comes down, it stops between cha-cha-cha. He start chopping it up with all the two homies. With Little Man, Diablo, and the other homie. Then they walk down towards, there used to be a store where we used to buy our shirts. Still there. And as he walks down, we seen the same truck comes down, back and forward, and then they bust the bitch right in the middle of 19 and go up. Loud as hell, we see that a female's driving. Right after that, we seen a sport cart. I'm talking about either Corvette or was a Camaro, but it was some type of design like that, small. But they had a big ass bluffer, but it was a 2-door, low as fuck car. We see them coming down, nice and slow, following all the traffic light. As soon as the car made it right on the corner where I was at, I got this feeling that I couldn't shake off. Then they go all the way down 19, they cross the light, and then they break right in front of that store. There used to be a shoe store there where now a Beauty Bar is at. There used to be a shoe store there. They stop right in front of Beauty Bar, and the dude gets out of the car. And he instantly walked down the streets and crossed the street going up, right? They take off running. The car took off, goes and busts a U, and come back all the way from Cap, going over towards looking Valencia on the 19 side. I'm on that same corner, so as soon as I see him coming front, I'm trying to look deep into the see who's driving. And now I lost focus of the dude that got off the car. Mind you, I have a bottle or a Corona beer bottle on my hand, so I'm like, what the hell? But I cannot see who's driving. And then the female, it was a female driver. She lowers the glass and goes, hey, to the little homies in the corner, right? So I'm like, what the hell? It's a female. So I shake it off like, oh, it's nothing. It's just a female. Probably those loud ass white girls that want to come down the hood. Something told me to look over there to the side, and I see this individual that had a car. I don't know if it was him or somebody else. He had a hoodie all the way to the face, black gloves, and he was coming like his shoulder was touching all the way through, like in the walls, because all the shops are closed. So he going like this, like scraping the wall, going slow and like hunched down. Once I see that, because I jumped up to see where the hell is going, because I see something like a reflection of I thought it was a light or a phone. So I thought the Huda was flashing the light or something. So I walked all the way down to where it's the guitar shop, and then I see this fool crushing down. Then I look to where he's looking at or where he's walking towards, and I see Mayita back is facing him, Little Man his face is facing him, and Diablo's facing the other way, my way where I'm coming. Once I see that, then I see this fool raises his hands, and I see the pistol. As soon as he raises the pistol, I yell out to the homies, Trucha! That fool looks where the yell's coming from, see me across the street, and yells let off one. Bah! The shot ricocheted right off the thing. So I bust down. I get down. Then I hear two more shots. Pow, pow. The sound is a mistake. I'm like, that's a 22. So once I hear the two shots go off, I try to get back up, and I see him going towards the Homeboys. He let off two more shots. Pow, pow. Then I see somebody take off running. And then once I heard the other two shots, after the three, because he let off one to me and two, then he let off another two towards there. Once I seen the homie take off running, then I see Little Man just drop. So I'm thinking, fuck, they hit Little Man. Diablos runs into towards his car where his car is at. And I had told his stupid ass to pull out his hammer, but like a dumbass, he didn't listen. So he runs in, little man fails, the fool turns around, and I cross the street running. I hear a car, one of the car beep on me that almost hit me. He looks up and let off another shot towards me. Then he took off running down towards 19. I'm thinking that the homies that are in the corner are gonna try to approach this fool, trying to tackle him or something, right? Well, the car, I just hear squeaking, burning noises, and I look down, and the car is coming down. Somebody opens the door, the passenger door. This fool literally launches himself inside the fucking car. Boom! Throw himself. I took off running after the car, and once the homito see me running, the one that was close by, I took off running after the car. The car is going down towards Cap, and then it's gonna get to Harrison. It's gonna get all the way down to the back street. A car was coming out of, because there used to be a parking space right there, a Chinese spot. A car is coming out of there, so when they smashed off, the car almost hit the Chinese guy that was coming out, so it stopped. So the bitch trying to hit reverse, and when she see reverse, it gives us a little bit of time to catch on to it, right? Fuck the car. I'm not trying to get to the car. So I run across the street to the other side. Dude, I literally felt the door handle when she took off forward again. I felt the door handle because I was trying to open the door. I felt the door handle, and then that shit just janked out of my hand, and the car just took off. She just buzzed down, hit a little thing, and just took off running, burning tires. Then I heard a couple bottles throwing. So I take off running back to the thing, and I asked the homie, everybody straight, everybody good? They're like, yeah, we good. Then I when I remember I had so Littleman drop. So I take off running towards Cha Cha Cha. Mind you, back then I used to play soccer, so I had a little wheels. And took off running, and I'm like, Littleman. Littleman is the first person. No, I didn't see Mayita first, because Mayita, when he got hit, he had fall down from the sidewalk towards like the car. He was like between the sidewalk and the car. So who I saw first was Littleman. So I bent down on the Littleman. Hey, fool, you cool? Hey, Littleman, you cool? He's like, yeah, I'm good, fool. I'm like, you hit? He's like, nah. What saved his life was something that we had always told him not to do, which is crazy as hell. He used to leave his shoelace hanging out. He would tie his shoes, and then the extra shoelace he would leave hanging out. Sometimes they would come untied and he would step on him. So I guess when he trying to turn around to take off running, he tripped on the shoelaces and pulled him down, and he dropped. Right where his head was, like a few seconds before, the bullet hit right in that post. It was a big ass metal post. So if his shoelaces were not tripping, he would have got hit in the back of the head. So once I'm looking for it, I remember Maita's there. I'm like, hey, I see Diablo comes out of the car with the strap. I'm like, what the fuck you need that shit for now, fool? And I'm like, Mayita, Maya. And then I start hearing, if you guys have ever had somebody die in your arms, you guys will understand what I'm about to say. Once I see the shirt, because he had a black hoodie on, and once I seen him and I found him, me and Littleman and the other homie put him to the sidewalk. So I grabbed him by the back of the hoodie and I lift him up to the sidewalk. When I took off my hands from the back of the hoodie, my hands were wet. So I'm thinking it was like the water that got through there. No, when I looked at it, it was red. My hands were full of blood. So that told me he got hit in the back. So instantly, I know it was with 22. So I put his head on my legs and trying to lift him up a little bit like this. So whatever blood was on his mouth, he could spit it out. So he didn't choke on his own blood. That was where my mind was going. So I'm like, hey, fool, you good? Está bien? You okay? Fool, you está bien? You good? You good? He wouldn't answer. So the lady that was working at the church came out. She came out, and she see what he asked. She goes, oh, I used to be a nurse in Mexico. Let me see. She goes to start touching him, and then she feels like all his chest, and then she gets to like around here, and then she see this blood on it. She's like, oh no. So she tells the dude, grab me a scissor. She rips the sweater, literally rips the sweater, because we couldn't take it off. She ripped the sweater, then she rips the shirt, and then we saw a bullet right here on the stomach between the rib cage. And We thought I was the only one that had hit him. So she's like, put pressure here, put pressure. So I'm putting my hand as hard as I can so the blood doesn't come out. But something is getting wet in my pants. So I'm like, I think he's hitting the back too because I'm feeling wet. She's like, hold on, let me see. So we kind of turn him to this side and we see two bullet holes, one here and one in the back somewhere around here to the right side. She's like, oh, he's hit 3 times. So she grabs this like whatever sweater. She's like, put it like this and put pressure. Like when you put pressure on his wound, put pressure. And he kept choking. He kept trying to say something. And we were like, shut up, fool, don't say nothing, don't talk. So finally, she just opened her mouth, started performing CPR, and then she kind of like kissing. We thought she was kissing him, but she was sucking the blood out of her mouth and throwing and spitting it. He was bleeding bad. It was a 22 that hit him, so you guys know the 22 bounce around and all the damage that shit does. So one of them, this one had punctures his lung, the other one had punctured an artery in the back, had punctured his kidney. So he was bleeding bad. We could hear the sirens and everything, but it seems like they were coming so slow. So finally, I just feel somebody grab my hand like this, like that. So I'm looking, I'm like, and I see his hand. His hand is pale. He was light skinned, but his hand was getting pale, and it was cold. He was getting cold. So he grabbed my hands, and he goes, hey perrito, perrito. I'm like, hey fool, shut up, fool. Like save your strength. I'm telling him, shut up, fool, save your strength. You're gonna make it, fool. Don't trip, don't say nothing. You can tell me afterwards. I'm trying to get him to stay positive and not to think of what can happen. Of course, for my benefit too. I'm not trying to let a homeboy die. Um, he grabbed my hands and squeezed it. Goes, listen to me, fool. He's like, escúchame. He's like, if she's pregnant, take care of my kids, bro. He's like, if she's pregnant, take care of my kids. It doesn't matter what happened to me. If she explained and promised me that you would take care of my kids, I'm like, fool, you gonna take care of. So I instantly snap. I'm like, hey, fool, shut up, fool. You gonna take care of your own kids, fool. You're not going nowhere. So in the moment he goes, just promise, like I promise you, fool, but like there's no need you gonna take care of the kid. Then I heard the siren and then I feel the ambulance stop and the paramedic goes, give us some room, give us some room. He goes, so the lady starts explaining to him that where he got shot. I'm still holding on and I'm still trying to like put pressure on her like this. The paramedic goes like, you can let go now. I can take over. I'm like, nah, before I got this, like, do your work. I'm like, he's like, I gotta work on him. You coming? Like, yeah, but I got this. I got it. I wouldn't let go of him until the other paramedic was like, if you want us to save him, you gotta let it go. So I took off my hand and the other dude pulled like a collar in his neck and they start preparing him. And then I tell him he's bleeding from the back. She's like, we understand. We're gonna figure out, bro. When they lift him up, he was still alive. When they lift him up in the ambulance, he was still alive. They put him on the ambulance. I was trying to jump in the ambulance. They told me I couldn't ride, that I had to wait. Then the police officer had just got there. They're like, you can't go. We got to ask you questions. I'm like, I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing. I just came out and helped. I said, they're like, no, we got to ask questions. I'm telling the dudes, fuck you. I'm not saying nothing, man. The narcs get there. The gang task force get there. And they start fucking talking shit. They start like, oh, we got to ask questions. Oh, so this is how. Because at that moment, the barrio was going through a struggle within amongst ourselves. There was a division between who was gonna run the clique, if whether it was gonna be Slopin or was gonna be Coyote and Psycho's brother, basically Psycho, Coyotes, and Triste. I mean, in Indio, there had been a struggle already. They had been going on, and they knew the rumors that we were basically in a conflict. But what got me mad and I almost punched a fucking narc was when he's like, "Oh, you fools now taking each other out and they're trying to play like something's happened." When he said that, bro, I swear to God, I wanted to punch the lights out of that fool. But I was like, man, whatever. They questioned me. They took pictures of my hands and everything. I didn't tell them shit. They took off. I was just trying to get to General Hospital. When they finally released this, I went upstairs, changed, washed my hands, and that's when it hit me. When I was washing my hands, when it hit me that I could lose my road dog, I could lose my perro, but I didn't want to think that way. So we got down in the car, we left. The moment we hit the entrance of the emergency looking for him, The nurse had this look once I gave him his name. She was like, I will get the doctor for you. I'm like, nah, you tell me what the hell's going on. Like, is he good? Is he making it? Is he in surgery? She's like, I get the doctor who made it. So the doctor comes out. He goes, man, I don't know how I could tell you. What are you? I'm like, I'm his family, man. I'm his cousin. That's the only family he got here. So he goes, there was nothing we could do. I lost so much blood. He died on the way to the ambulance. So I guess he made it from 20. He made it all the way to 24th. But going up the patrol, his body gave up on him. So I lost my homeboy in my arms, and that took a toll on me, and it made me a different person because I lost somebody that was close to me, and I had it on my arms. Like, for you to feel the strain leaving the body of somebody, it's such the PTSD that come afterwards, the pain and everything else, and mess with you through the rest of your life, man. And the anger there provoked me, knowing that my homeboy had died on my arms. There was nothing I could have done to save him. Was nothing I could have done to stop those fools from killing him. Is what turned me into the person later on I became. That I didn't give a fuck about nothing. Nothing mattered at the moment. Was just, my homeboy died, I have to do something. My homeboy died, I have to do something. It got to the point where the homeboys had to literally, actually, the whole hood had to actually sit me down and be like, bro, you going too fast. You doing too much reckless shit. You need to slow the fuck down and think about it. And the reason why I'm now telling his story is not so I'm glorifying the violence that transpired. No, but I'm trying to tell you guys and trying to see you guys the point of view. Even though I was gangbanging, I was doing the shit that I was doing, I wasn't me. I was acting out of anger and out of pain to trying to cause pain to the people that have caused pain on my head. Not realizing that sometimes we are our own fault that we caused that pain. And then this bitch ass fool Sneaky then left 2 days later to Yucatan. And while he was over there, he gave like 5, 6 interviews to the newspaper when they got his body, saying that, oh yeah, the hood pushed him to be the way he was, and that's why people killed him. Then dudes over there and our brothers. He wanted to smut us up, blaming us for the homeboy death. So in the case, in the way and in the manner, we were to blame because we put him in the hood. But also, we know that we loved him. We know that he was our brother. And for him to be saying that we didn't give him nothing, that we didn't do nothing for him, I was bullshit because we paid for his funeral. We paid for everything that we could. We sent him back to Mexico, and we sent him whatever money we could to make sure that he had a proper burial. We did what we did as a neighborhood. We had him here for a few days. That was the story I told you guys, that we literally walked in the life. When he died, we literally walked from 20 all the way down to 26 when he had his funeral, his wake, basically. And there was nothing nobody was going to do to stop it, whether it was the NARCs, the Northern, the FBI. We were going to walk through the motherfucking, even if we had to run through them. And that was our mentality at that point, because we were hurt because of our brother. I knew that he had kids coming, and we tried to take care of them. See, at least we tried to do something good for him. We tried to take care for his kids, his mother, but she didn't want nothing to do with us. And at the end, ended up being that they weren't his kids. She was already with somebody else when she got with her. But the reason why I tell this story is because sometimes people take us that we don't have a heart, or we don't feel no pain, we don't feel no type of emotions. We do. We humans. I lost my homeboy in my hands, and that shit fucked me up for the rest of my life, to the point where I became a different person. Yeah, we probably retaliate, we probably did that, but none of that bring back my homeboy and the person that I call brother. So the reason why I tell you guys this is, it doesn't matter what you do, or how much pain you feel through, or how much pain you put them through, your so-called enemy, you won't bring that person back. You won't bring nothing back. And for you making somebody else mother cry, or making somebody else, is not gonna relieve you of that pain. So maybe it's time to say, you know what can I do better to make it do? How can I honor his life better, instead of game banging? Do something proper, build something on the people's name. Do a charity work. Do something for him to be proud. Don't just pick up a gun and go do the next thing and make the next mother cry, because the cycle will never be broken that way. And I share my story of the pain that I went through for losing him in my arms, losing my road dog, because to this day I'm still hurting for him, and I wish I could have done better other than just go to jail. With that being said, man, I hope you guys like this video. I got a couple more for you guys like that. Not the die on my arm, but a couple more homeboys that I lost. With that being said, let's be kind to one another. Remember to tell your loved ones you love her, because tomorrow is never promised. Let's get it, mi gente.